needed to hop on to Periscope. One, because I haven't been here all week. I'm sure I'll hear about that sometime within the next week or so. But I did want to come on and talk to you guys briefly about something I saw this past weekend. I noticed this past weekend that most of the kids that I know, hey Sarah, most of the kids that I know, hey Justine, right? Hey Justine, I noticed this past weekend. I wanted to come on to bounce this off you guys and to hear, and to hear your perception or your side of things, because I noticed this past weekend that most of the kids that I know and most of the people that I know on social media, even if I don't know them in person, their kids were with their mom this past weekend. This past weekend was Father's Day weekend. Now, I'm thinking that out of all the days of the year, that's the one day that the child should be in a male presence. If not primarily with the father all day, at least in the male presence. It is very important that kids learn male energy. It is very different from female energy. As they grow up, they're going to work around male energy. They may be supervised by male energy. It is very important that all of that becomes a part of who they are so that they know it. For instance, think back to your childhood right now and what males had an impact on you. Even if you are a fatherless daughter, even if you are, like I was, a fatherless daughter, and you didn't have that primary positive male role model in your life on a regular basis, daily, weekly, whatever it was, you can still, Dad impacted me greatly. Yes, you can still think of some elders from your past that had a positive impact on you because it helped you become a very well-rounded and a very balanced human being. And in today's society, those are two qualities that we need that are greatly missing. Everybody, a lot of people, a lot of prominent people are growing up in environments where they're only around people that are just like them. Whether it's culture and they're only around Caucasians and they're never around African Americans, whether they are Protestant and they're never around Jews or Hindus, whether they're Catholic and they're never around Protestants. Everybody needs to have a well-rounded life experience. I grew up whose ever pillow my head hit on Saturday night, that's whose church I was in on Sunday morning. I like to watch dads with daughters. Sometimes it brings tears to my eyes. Yes, it's a different energy. That's why you usually find that when it comes to the daughter, the mom is the strongest and the disciplinarian. And then when it comes to the son, the dad is the strongest and the disciplinarian. Because of the energy, the gender energy between the two. Dad knows what it's going to take for his son to survive in the world. Mom is nurturer. And she's going to pet him up. she's going to spoil him. But then when it comes to that daughter, she's on task with it. Girlfriend better not get anything wrong in that house because mom is going to be all over her about it. It's energy. It's that gender energy that we all need to grow up with, that we all need, even if you are learning it in your adult life, you still need to learn to be around primary male energy, primary female energy. Now, for fatherless daughters that are telling me, because there are some of you, telling me that you did not have any male role models, any positive male role models growing up, I am willing to bet you that you did. And I have an exercise for you to walk through. In your quiet time, I guarantee you can come up with a couple of them. I need you to take a piece of paper and make 4 columns. On this piece of paper with the 4 columns, on the far left-hand side, divide your life into 5-year segments, like 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, on up to the age you are now. I don't care how, 50, 60, I don't care what your age is. Do 5s. Then in the next column, for each one of those age groups, give me at least one name that was a primary male in your life at the time. An elder, somebody that was at least 30 years older than you. I'm not talking about peers or cousins, I'm talking about grown people. When you were at that age, think of an elder that was at least 30 years older than you, whatever that 5-year period is that you're writing against. In the next column, as you come down, after you get all the names done, in that next column as you come down, write down one memory for each male that you have for each one of those year segments. Write down one memory, one good memory for each one of those names in each one of those year segments. That last column, write down one word to describe that male and that memory. And I bet you what you will find is a trend on how you were impacted by the elder males in your life. Most of the positive male role models, the elder males that were in my life, like I say, my grandfathers, my godmother has 5 brothers and they were like uncles to me. Even the elders that were in my church at the time. You know, I grew up Catholic, I am still Catholic. And just for an example, I can tell you back in, let's say, 84, 85, we had a priest that made the decision that he was going to live both the religious order life and the secular life. Well, for those of you that don't know, Catholic priests take a vow of poverty, chastity, they cannot marry, okay? So for him to take on this idea that he was going to live this secular life, word got around town, and it of course, the students knew it before anyone else did. When the elders found out, there were 4 primary male elders in my church. Mr. Babylon, Mr. Patterson, Mr. Mutri, and Mr. Myers. I can name them, I can see their faces, I know who they are to this very day because that's the impact. Though they never were primary in my life, just me observing their behavior and the way that they carried themselves. Very protective, great providers for their families, for the kids that were in the church. Whenever we had activities, every child got something. Those men made sure everything was covered. Well, within 24 hours, that priest of ours was packed and taken back to the diocese. He was taken back to, that's what we call like our regional offices, because they weren't having that. We had kids, me being one of them, in the church, and it was a family environment. And that was something that the elders in my church were not going to tolerate. Now, fast forward to 2016. And the church that I attend now, like I said, I am Catholic, go to a Catholic church. And this priest, my senior priest is on vacation. Let me put that out there. My senior priest is on vacation. He has a sub. This sub decides to curse during his sermon. We call it a homily. He dropped like 2 or 3 cuss words. Some folks in the church kind of chuckled. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find its impact on the kids that were sitting there funny, because in Catholic church, we don't have children's church. Like they may attend CCD, which is our Sunday school. Right. No, I don't. But for the most part, every service is going to have children in it. Families. Then you have me. And I, that evening, came home and wrote my senior pastor a 1.5-page single-space email regarding my concerns and any actions that I was going to take should the behavior continue. My niece and nephew go to adult church. Yes. So pastors, despite the fact that whatever their denomination is, non-denomination, they need to be very aware of their audience. If you take any public speaking class, the first thing you're going to learn is to know your audience. to know your audience. Now, he's still there. And that's a big difference between the adults and the elders that we had years ago and the ones that we have today. Because today, it just seems like anything goes. But everybody is so shocked and surprised and, oh my God, whenever crime happens. Why? When you're tolerating such a high level of trash in your communities, churches, schools, whatever it is, wherever two people are gathered, there is so much that is tolerated these days, which was not tolerated back in the day. I just wanted to see if I was the only one. I see that I am not. Thank you guys for joining me for this Periscope Sunday. I have a great video coming out. It is an interview that I did with a sexual abuse survivor. Her name is Rita Timmons. She lives in the Baltimore area. Great person. Rita is a speaker and coach in the Baltimore area. And when I tell you, Rita is real. A lot of people are sexual abuse survivors, but they talk about their life now. What great things they're doing now. And a lot of people that are living ashamed of their secret story. Yep, that is the Rita you know, Sarah. Well, I did an interview with her a couple of weeks ago. It was a great interview. I thoroughly enjoyed it. She was real. She was transparent. Anybody that is living with the secret story, something that they're holding, not sharing, it's blocking the success that you're trying to gain. Anything that somebody can bring to your attention, try to blackmail you with, try and use to put you down. She's an awesome lady. Really? You've only known her 3 days? Sarah, where are you? Because I would have thought that you all were, really? You in Texas? I'd have thought you were in the Baltimore area too. Go ahead, Sarah. All right. Okay, Periscope makes the world very small. Very small. Oh, 3 days. Okay, but she's great, right? I had so much fun. I had so much fun interviewing her. June 26th, the first video comes out and where she talks about moving past molestation. It'll be on my blog at thatanitalive.com. You can probably find it also if you follow me on Twitter or if you like my page on Facebook. It'll be there. It'll also be on her page on Facebook. So when it comes out on Sunday, tweet it to her, share it with her on Facebook. My page is That Anita Live. ThatLiveAnita. That's where I am on all the social media spots. And my website is thatanitalive.com. Thatanitalive.com. I forgot I had the shirt on. So that comes out on Sunday. Send it to her. Let her know if there's any encouragement or support that she needs. Either Rita or I. Reach out to either one of us. We are both very genuine and concerned with trying to make the world a better place. Enjoy your day, and thank you guys for joining me. Look for the video on Sunday. Thanks.